Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. So today I like to share with you something really critical to know. And that is about a Chinese term called song. So often you will heard that people who claim to practice internal martial arts or Qigong will keep using the Chinese term song, and have their own definitions or interpretations. So in general, today you can hear this, you can see this, you can read about this, that people thought that as soon as one is song, one will be able to develop the qi inside their body, and then one be able to fa jing, issue force. And the bigger guy cannot do anything to you, because even you're a small guy, you don't have to be fast, and then you have the song, and then you'll be able to take his force, and then you will be able to issue force, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Well, and then you will see people will demonstrate that. Okay, like get a student, bigger student, and a smaller teacher, and say, you know, I can do this. You do this to me. You see, you know how I can reflect your force, and how using the 4 kati to deflect 1,000 pounds, those kind of stuff. Well, so today I like to share with you this song, and it is a matter of fact that I have internal art sifu who practice internal art for decades contacted me, because their training doesn't get result. These are people who talk about song, qi, and fa jing. Okay. So, for instance, there is an internal art teacher who contacted me because even though he did all the thing practice as what usually we heard in the public, but it still doesn't have the qi, because the body gets weaker and weaker. And then all this fa jing stuff, he asked me how come it doesn't lift up or be able to power up those young MMA players who train really very short period of time. And this is reality, okay? This is reality. So why is this problem? This qi and this fa jing and all this thing. What the key is, song, or it is just loose. It is just loose. Don't take it more than loose. And as in my book, the Wing Chun, Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, loose, you have 3 states. You need to open up your body, you need to be able for it to link, and then in lightweight, that is loose. It is a technology or handling. It has to be this clear. It's got nothing to do with philosophy. And if one doesn't know how to get to the state of loose, open in physical, link in physical, and lightweight in physical, one simply don't know. Okay. So, thus loose, even if one get into the lightweight, one still have no idea on the qi stuff. As in my other video, I show that you need to know the natural resonance, lower abs breathing. You need to get that. And then you need to know the channel, the 20 channels, how the thing designed. So Song do not solve the problem. Song itself doesn't solve the problem of all those things. And thus one cannot expect if I just Song I can get everything. Forget about it. The 6 core element, the first 4 core element, one need to be able to handle. Song is just very basic, very surface stuff. Okay, that's in terms of the Qi. Now you don't believe me? Well, get this gadget. Measure what? Measure your heart rate profile, heart rate, variability. See whether you can get into the deep sleep type of physiological state or not. If you want to develop nurture Qi, you need to be able to get there. Otherwise, one is dissipate Qi, because one cannot recover. Exactly the same with the sports science. You can keep training. I want to be Song. I want to do this set, that set. But if what one train do not have the ability to get to the recovery or nurturing the Qi, it's going to drain one's body. Okay. So that's what it is. It's in my book, Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, and in the meditation matrix. Okay. But usually people we think I know, but it turns out at the end I don't know. Why? Because it is something on another type of paradigm. If we using our Western thinking, Western materialistic thinking, to think those stuff, there is a dead track, because it is something within the natural world, where you have the natural resonance, breathing and so forth. It is no longer in our intelligent world that we can think anything, we can interpret anything our way. We are free to have our concept, philosophy, got nothing to do with it. Can one enter into the natural world? Otherwise, forget about it. And it's good now because you can use the heart rate profile, heart rate variability to check, are you really can get into the natural world? So let's not just thinking, oh, Song lose. Or if I use the Chinese term Song, like a mantra, I'll get the magic. No, you won't. Because this is a scientific deal, and this is about natural, and this is about science. It's about technology. So this is about Qi part. If one screw this up, the more one train, one will feel tired, exhausted. Okay, it's like the guy who do sport, keep doing a heavy load training and do not recovery, and you get it. It doesn't make sense if we say, well, I just believe on my Sifu, I'll get it some days. Those sport guy, modern sport is much advanced, because they know you need to have recovery, and you need to know what to do for recovery. Okay. On the other hand, on the Song and Fa Jing, and you want to match up with the MMA guy, you know what is Song? Song is just one part of many things. There are 4 things there. In order to be able to play with the MMA guy or any real life animal, there are 4 things. The first thing is impulse momentum generations, which is based on accelerations. Okay. The second is the different type of mechanics for fighting in different momentum zone. The third thing is one need to have this, as what I mentioned, the 2C state, the natural lower abs breathing state. Okay, which be able to do the low abs natural resonance breathing, which is improving your cardio, because when you move, you want to accelerate, you need the cardio. The fourth, only the fourth is song, which is loose. So what is this loose for? Think about it. Loose song is simply like the lubricate of the gears in a car. So the gear in the transmission box of the car. So if you are loose, you are song, that means that your gear is well lubricated. See, well lubricated gear is not telling you about the horsepower and accelerations, how many miles per hour you can reach within the first 10 seconds. Well, that is what impulse momentum handling. And it also doesn't tell you about the gas, what type of gasoline you are using, okay? How good, how powerful is that gasoline? It's just like that's what your cardio, your breathing, natural resonance breathing is. And as for the mechanics, like in the car, there are four-wheel drive, there are front-wheel drive, back-wheel drive, all sorts of different stuff. So if we keep saying song, if we're just doing this song, and then I'll get it someday, forget about it. Because the song is just one part, the lubricate of the gear part. How is one supposed to get anywhere if one do not see the big picture? So as in my Wing Chun Matrix books, I sum up this with the impulse momentum stuff. One need to know this. If one have no idea on this, one is looking for trouble. Okay. That's why sometimes people ask me, why do you talk about impulse momentum, but the internal art guy, the grandmaster in the past, the legend, they talk about this loose, quiet down, and then they don't have time. How come they don't talk about the impulse momentum? Well, the issue is this type of so-called grandmaster is not a real deal Chinese ancient martial grandmaster. From 1560s down to today's. For the real deal one, talk about impulse momentum. Those who fight, okay? And for the real deal guy who talk about qi, talk about this yang qi, how to nurture qi. Before even you want to talk about, I want to have this move, that move have to be song, and then have this channel. They don't. Okay? So it is in a different paradigm, and that paradigm, the interesting thing right now is the modern sports science and the ancient paradigm, they are parallel. They are how do you say that? They are talking about things in the same world. While these people who talk about qi and song, and you small guy can defeat big guy, all this stuff, they're living in another world. Okay? So this is the reality. And if anybody who practice internal, you check him, check his momentum handling, his accelerations, you check his cardio, the breathing, you check his mechanics. Just for example, if you do push hand, How can you handle those guys who take down and fight in the ground? You can't, because you don't have the mechanic to handle those things. Seriously, you can be, the fourth thing is the song, the loose. You can have your gear so lubricate, your body so sewn, but the minute you get taken down, you down. Because you have no mechanics. You don't understand the momentum. So it's just this four things. Impulse momentum, which include your accelerations, your mechanics for different momentum zone, your cardio, meaning your breathing, because you need energy to do all this high speed stuff, and then only the end, the last one, loose, so just check it, so simple. So it's the same thing with, if you look at like the Tai Chi practitioner who fights Xi Xiaodong, everybody in the world know, it just take about a few seconds to KO that guy. If you look at that Tai Chi practitioner Lei Lei, in the video where he demo in the TV, televisions, and all this thing, he is as strong as most teacher or master in internal art. However, the minute he hit the competitions with Xi Xiaodong, is out. Why? Like it or not, Xi Xiaodong have this impulse momentum handling, mechanics of momentum handling, cardio, and have a good degree of body looseness so that he can become effective. And while this Tai Chi practitioner only have this thing, and thinking that magic will happen with the Fa Jing, well, how are you going to fight? It's expected you're lose. You will be lost. Why? You don't see the big picture. You never train like the MMA guy. Same thing with this internal art chi stuff. The modern sport time guys have a watch like this, saying, okay, I know my training load like this. Okay, I need to just rest for 3 days before I can go doing exercise, high intensity training. They know, but if we don't know, the guy who is doing internal, I have no idea, keeping practice the set again and again, and then you just go down there sweating and everything because you need to practice hard like the Jackie Chan movie. You end up screw your own body, and so. This is what I like to share with you. The ancient and the modern sport, they are one. They only say in a different way, and they're doing things in the different style, but the science is the same platform, and all this other thing is what exists in the movie, stories, legends. In the real life, come on. You can train for a lifetime or keep guessing for a lifetime. That day that you'll be able to do the job will never come. Because the ancient never say that. And scientific have proven that that is not the way to go. So this is to share with you today. To many who study with me on the 613.3, I call that as a wake-up class. Because after they complete that class with me, they open their eyes and they say, how come I don't see this before? And after that, they will not be able to do what they do before anymore. Why? Because now you're awake. So today, remember, forget about the song stuff. There are so many things, okay? It's not just song can solve everything in the world. There's no such thing in this world. Not the ancient Chinese, the real deal fighter, not modern science. So this is to share with you today.